where culture meets context. The rill is long, jotted by a shadow to go, where culture meets context. The rill is long, jotted by a shadow to go, where culture meets.
What's going on? Welcome, family. Welcome to the Realist Lounge where culture meets context. I am your hostess with the mostest, Shannon Nicole. Of course, we have my lovely panel here, but first, let me introduce my amazing co host. We got Fu, aka Unplugged, as well as Unapologetically G. But as you can see at the I wouldn't even say they at the bottom because they still at the top either way. I got to introduce my amazing panel guests. We have the Queen, Mama Adamas. Did I say it correctly? Because I hate messing up people wrong name. I don't want to mess up your name, Queen. Adama. So we have Madam Hairless. We have Adama. We also have Dave Anderson, and we got Mike the model, and we might have some more people that might come through. But like anybody else got like something to say when it comes to any of the viral stories that's been going on right now? It's been so many viral stories that's been going on. Like, what is the craziest viral story that you've seen today, Fu? That you've seen? I know you've seen some.
Well, remember, I can't really say I saw anything today because I'm in Jersey. Remember, I came up here for a funeral, so it's a little different with me today. So I haven't really seen anything specific. Oh, my fault. I apologize. The Shreveport, Louisiana thing with the dude, the woman, and the 8 kids.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That was crazy.
And the caveat to that is somebody burned down his mother's house. So I want you to think about this. This dude does what he does, and someone burns down his mother's house after she's grieving from losing her son, her grandkids, and now she lost everything. That's crazy. That's sick when you think about it.
Dave, did you hear about that story?
Yeah, I did hear about that story. And to me, I think the one thing that we don't spend enough time addressing because everybody's too cool for school and too melanated for help is the importance of mental health advocacy and talking to people. Because let me tell you something, talking to your homeboy ain't enough. You know, having your little homegirl circle and your wine club and your vision board brunches ain't cutting it. You need a professional to help you work out your stuff. Because I'm going to tell you this, man, if I get to a point whereas though I'm ready to unalive somebody, I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm not wasting no time. I'm out. It's a horrible situation, but that's where we are in society, especially with Black folks. We don't understand mental health. We think there's something wrong that we can't Jesus it or pray it away.
I agree.
I want to before we move on, I actually want to ask Mama Adama a question in reference to this because you're a little older than us. I understand that suicide has been around forever. Was it as prevalent back then?
And basically, because we're already dwelling in the realm of eternity, all death is suicide.
Okay.
But death is a program. You're being programmed to believe that death is the natural finality, eventuality, unavoidability, destiny, fate of what it is to have lived. But we're already in eternity. We've come into this realm from another realm of eternity through the sacred fluid of our mother's womb, sparked by the sacred fluid of our fathers. But we were never given support by the institutions that have taken responsibility to socialize us, to educate us, to religiously indoctrinate us, to have us in a place where we are naturally supported in respecting, reverencing, honoring the sanctity, the sacredness, and the divinity of being, of our being, of all being. And so when there is violation charged upon your blood, and realizing that in a system where oppression is systemic, a system that is the progression of somebody's world-conquering rampage that has now morphed into a global initiative of zero population, depopulation, and genocide, so that we are now in a place where we have to realize that our behavior has been modified because we no longer do what all other intelligent creatures do, which is to exert and exalt a full effort in our living. Nothing lives to kill itself. Nothing undermines itself. The birds don't do it. The rats don't do it. The cats don't do it. The whales don't do it. No other form of existence lives to undermine itself, kill its children, or act as if they are here to do anything other than live. So we're programmed to death. But the methodology of our oppression has been to oppress us through the poisoning, the corruption of the bloodstream. And our blood is perusing through 100,000 miles of capillaries, veins, arteries, and blood vessels. And when our blood is defiled with the flesh of rot, of dead pigs, cows, turkeys, chicken, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, artificial flavors, all of the things that are in the Takis, Doritos, and all of that, then the nutritional deficiency, because we've never been properly supported in eating that which is going to be oxygenating, hydrating, mineralizing, alkalizing, facilitating consistent cellular regeneration, rejuvenation, revitalization, so that as we're maturing, we're not getting old in the realm of eternity. We're developing and we're unfolding in the light of the truth of who we are as these points of the presence of God.
That all I can say to that is thank you. Damn.
Woo! That's goddess energy right there.
It's the mic. Yeah. It's the mic.
I'm not worthy.
You got flames just now.
Oh my goodness. What's up, Panamanian Ricky?
Hey, brother. All the crazy is all of the shit that's in everybody's body.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, it's so amazing that you mentioned that, because I'm somebody who used to watch people like Dr. Sebi and Dr. Africa and Dick Gregory, and you know what I mean? I'm aware of how the food has manipulated our the ways of us being in general, especially in our community, because I think that there has to be some time we got to ask the question, like, why is there more McDonald's in our community than any place where we can actually get there?
Stores and all of the trash.
Yeah, all of the trash. And I think I made a video not too long ago where I was just kind of saying, like, y'all have to know that they're deliberately poisoning our people. We are going through one of the biggest energy harvesting, but we're also a huge experiment, right? There's a huge experiment that's taking place. And a lot of it has to do with the media, because attention is the new drug right now. Especially, like, I'm seeing things from elders that I would have never thought that I would see. I saw a video where I think aside from this young lady who went missing out there in Africa and they found her hanging, that was crazy. The other crazy story is the lady who got on here and admitted to the world that she performed oral asphyxiations on the coach of her son's team.
I don't think that was real. I don't think that was real.
It don't matter. But see, that's the thing, bro. It don't matter if it's real or not. Why would you, as a 50, 60-year-old woman, pick up your phone to even create content like that? What is the entire point of it? I was just floored, because I'm like, you willingly admit that you ate the coach's ass? Excuse my language, because I feel bad about even saying this in front of you, mama. But yes.
Wait a minute, pretty. Wait a minute. But let's lighten everything up. Play the play iPad shit.
Because it's like, wait a minute. Oh, so the great Dave Anderson, one of my dear brothers, has this song right now, y'all, that we about to play. We're gonna bless them. First of all, let's show what's up to the chat. We got my girl out there in the chat, One Lord, One Son. You here every week, and I love you for that, sis. We got G. Brown in the chat. We got 010101B. I don't know who that is, but we happy to see you. We got
What up,
Tony
though?
and Nubu in the chat. We just want to say thank you to everybody that's watching us, no matter where you were. You could have been anywhere in the world today, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. So let's go ahead and drop this banger. The business bully got a banger right now. We got to drop.
Before you play it, Dave, can you please kind of give an intro of why you did it? Why?
All right. So of course, you guys know I have a brand new morning show. It's called Dave Anderson Morning News. We're going 5 days a week, 9 to 11, on YouTube and all streaming platforms. And what for me bothers me more than anything is these leftist leaning liberal paid Democrat shill Negroes that haven't done anything for black people other than collect the check. The only black people getting reparations in this country are Roland Martin, Al Sharpton, Shannon Sharp, anybody who's going to sit down with Kamala and make it gentle. And I'm like, Roland Martin made the fatal mistake of saying that I'm not somebody you should listen to in the midterms. You should listen to me or Tariq Nasheed or anybody that he deems to be any type of opposition to Tether energy. And my whole thing is you can't call people dumbasses until such time as you address the fact that you had cheeks on your iPad. Male. I'm trying. You asked me that to explain in context what happened, and he was watching cheeks on his iPad. And then
was it feminine cheeks or
no? They were not feminine cheeks. Matter of fact, if in fact you I should just send this to you because I'm gonna text this to you right now. So because you got to see the setup before you actually see the video, Shannon. So let me because a lot of y'all let this slide under the radar. I didn't. I just let it marinate. And then when I realized when I realized that that's what it was, I was like, oh no, you're not gonna get away with this. How you gonna talk tough and you ain't got no neck?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think we're gonna listen to you, bro, the only time I want to listen to you is for DoorDash recommendations, sir. And not even then, because obviously whatever you're eating is causing the discoloration up in here. I'm with Mama Adama. I think that there's some parasites that have taken over that man's, if you want to call that a body, cool. But I just texted it to you, Shannon, so you can actually see what happened. The good sister Angie Stanton reminded everybody that he was looking at cheeks and we ain't got an answer for it. So he was doing it, defending Kamala. You know, these tethers take up for each other in such a way. But when the cheeks wound up on his iPad on his show, while he, you know, takes a dump on other YouTubers, it was important for us to address it. And so I decided to put together a little song, and now I have an album coming out May 1st. It's called Chill Music. You know what I'm saying? So iPad Cheeks is my first single. And why are y'all laughing at me?
Because the way you just rolled it out, it reminded me of that one part on the Foul Heartbeats, and he was just like, it's lonely at the top.
First of all, let me tell you something. I'm happy we're all here, but right now I need y'all to know my new record is coming out. Flash. It's lonely at the top.
You nailed it, bro. That's how you sound, bro.
My God, I'm trying to pull up but look, I would have to. I gotta play this video real fast. I'm gonna find what you was talking about. I can't pull it up on my computer right now.
I just put it in the comments.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely about to play this right now, y'all.
Yeah,
this is the new hit by Dave Anderson, aka the Business Bully.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna go ahead and put it out there, and yeah, go live, go crazy.
Just that petty with production value. On his show anthem, he don't want the truth. He want the blue script and some iPad cheeks. Let's go. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue teen lover, yeah, he ride it. Call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound like a paid ad. If the liberals talk, he recycled it. Cheeks on the screen like Boy, pause there. iPad cheeks. That's the hook right then and all week. iPad cheeks. Blue screw script talk with a backseat peak. iPad cheeks. Whole timeline singing that beat. iPad cheeks. That's a hook right there. Now repeat. He let the Democrats that much clear. Let the liberals every month all year. Every bad take get a fresh premiere. Every week excuse get a chandelier. You can bring facts. He don't want to hear those. If it hurt blue, he turned into a hero. Captain Save a party with a live stream ego. Same old script in a brand new Pico. Critics yell tether, he yell back louder. Like volume gon' wash off partisan powder. Sir, relax, we can see the pattern. Every panel sound like a donor banquet platter. Every rank got approved in advance. Every point do a stiff little dance. Every time folks ask for proof of substance, he tap dance right back into assumptions. Watching cheeks on the iPad. Talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he right there. Call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Every take sound like a payday. If the liberals talk, he recycled it. Cheeks on the screen like, boy, pause there.
he say, independent, that's adorable. Same blue sermon, just more performable. Same fake shock when the crowd get portable. And carry them jokes straight into the corridors. He don't debate, he decorate spin. Put a clean suit on and say it again. Wrap a bad point in the moral grin and get mad when nobody's buying in. And the iPad glow hit bright in the dark. Face lit blue like a campaign spark. One eye on the feed, one eye on the arch. Trying to save democracy while the cheek stole his heart. That image alone got the whole room weak. That's why this hook gon' live all week. Not because it's deep, not because it's sweet. Because iPad cheeks is ignorant over a beat. Oh, he stay on cold. Blue team cold and he hit that roll. He never falls unless the script say exactly how it goes. Don't call him tired. He gon' go online and get loud all night. But the dope right sit itself when the cheeks got more focus than anybody else. This for the people in the car going crazy. Laughing too hard at the hook on the daily. This that catchy little nonsense gravy. This that petty done right, not lazy. He love to laugh like a job with perks. Like every bad spin somehow still works. Like every hard question just makes him irk. Then he doubles down and calls that work. Nah, brother, we peep the routine. Too much loyalty, not enough free thing. Too much preaching, not enough free seats. Too much blue worship stuffed in one speech. So when history asks why the jokes ran deep, why the hook had people crying all week, why the whole damn show kept singing that heat, we gon' say because he was watching iPad cheeks. He was watching cheeks on the iPad. Whoa, talking politics, but the eyes bad. Blue team lover, yeah, he right there. Oh, call him out once, now he mad. He was watching cheeks on the iPad.
Well,
Dave, what is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? I didn't create iPad cheeks. I diagnosed it. He was the one watching it. Why I got to be the one with something wrong? The song said he was watching cheeks on an iPad. I wasn't watching the cheeks. I'm a grown man. He was watching the cheeks. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with him?
See, that's why I like Dave Anderson. He's a dumbass. And see, there's billions of dollars to Democrats, and they only gave me $350,000, and I'm upset.
You know what's so funny is that, like, why is it that they seem to forget when it comes to they side? This is the thing. When it comes to politics, as somebody who's been on both sides, who's been a part of both sides, I just be wanting like my black Democrat people to start like calling things out.
But
Well, you got to call out the fact that him, Joy Reid, and Abby Phillips are immigrants.
Tethers.
Not black.
Well, I thought that he had been in the country. Like, I thought he was born here.
So he's still a tether.
This is how I feel. If your grandparents weren't born here, you're not from here.
Yeah, but like one Al Sharpton from here, ain't he from here?
But he's a paid Democrat shill. I mean, let's not act like you don't have people who are foundational Black Americans who are still sellouts.
I think really the issue for us is realizing that they've had their day is done. They've supported a system that facilitates killing children. All right. When killing children is legal, not lawful, but legal in terms of how much artificial colors, artificial flavors, sugar, and all of this stuff is produced and manufactured particularly for children. All right. And so a system that undermines its children, and we all got it. All right. We all got it. So when we talk about 30, 40, 50, 60 years, these older ones where they call themselves Democrats, Republicans, or whatever, the issue is that we're under a system of divisiveness. And you all of y'all talking about is the divisiveness. Yes. All right. But the issue is each generation should become more dynamic than the previous one. Mm-hmm. That's the will of existence, that each generation become more dynamic than the previous one. The intention of the genocide that is in full effect, as is evidenced in the alarming rate of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, kidney failure, liver failure, all of this is to phase our lineages out of existence itself. So the conversation that we should really be having is how do we show up and show out in a system that has already failed to do anything that is purposeful in consistently exalting life. You have a system that is in place that undermines the life of everything and everybody everywhere. It is a problem. And those ones who are in the political realm have not even, don't even address the issue of the genocide. When Obama was senator and he was running for, announced his candidacy for president, he talked about genocide, but everybody is not really understanding the level of genocide that is taking place right here in the United States of America. And we need to have a different conversation about how do we ensure the progression of our lineages? How do we do something better for ourselves? Because we know the cancer, the heart disease, the diabetes, the fibromyalgia, the endometriosis. I mean, I have been 26 years producing radio dealing specifically with the issues of our liberation, but liberation has to happen at the cellular level because the politics is a part of the issue. The miseducation is a part of the issue. The religious indoctrination is a part of the issue. None of the institutions that are addressing anything are addressing the fact that it is legal to be killing people and to have people killing themselves.
I'm so glad that you spoke about that because as somebody who is on social media a lot and as somebody who is a Black conservative, but I very much so care about my community. Just because I'm a Black conservative doesn't mean that I need to hate my community, that I got to hate myself. I love people. I love America in general, but I definitely love my culture. I love them. And it would be, I feel like I would be doing a disservice to my ancestors if I did not speak about the issues that are going on in my community, but not in a way of demonizing, because I see that from a lot of people on our side. And I know you see it too, Dave. I know y'all all see it, that we do have a lot of Black conservatives, but we also have that only wants to bring us down, that only wants to shed a light on the negative side, the fights, the ratchet behavior. And so people like you, in my opinion, you bring that balance that we need from our elders, because you're speaking to what we need to do in order to be better. We can't have a whole generation full of unhealthy elders. Like I'm a millennial. Rest of y'all are probably Gen X. We do have to focus more about our health, because how are we going to be able to lead and step in our position like you if we're all sick, if we all on drugs, if we all getting high, getting drunk? Somebody asked in the comments, where's everybody at? It's 420. Who gives a damn about 420? Y'all should really be careful about what y'all smoking nowadays, considering that we got fentanyl that is being put in weed.
And Hennessy.
If you still 40, 50, 60 years old talking about it's 420 and I'm about to get high all day long, check yourself.
But see, this is the whole point. And whatever the event was here in Atlanta, dealing with, I guess it was a 420, and I have never seen so many brothers and sisters walking. I mean, New York, you see it. Atlanta, you don't see it. But I mean, it took hours to get 6 blocks from Piedmont Park, from Trader Joe's to Piedmont Park, because of how many ones. But the condition in which we are in is really, you can see that there's no progression. And the issue for us is knowing that, how many of you have children? All right. And so we're having children, and we are children. We were the children, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, great 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 great. And those of us who have children, we're destined to be grandmothers, great grandmothers, great grandfathers, great 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 great. So no, we are here to ensure the continuation, the perpetuation, the exaltation of our lineages. But the genocide is phasing the lineages out of existence, and we're having children or feeding them like kids, and they will never truly mature. So when that ovum and spark, when that ovum and egg, sperm come together and sparks our generation into life in our mother's womb, destiny from divinity being in the womb, destiny is becoming mature gods and goddesses unfolding. We will never become something that we're not already. We just don't know what we are already.
Yeah.
As these points of the presence of an absolute and supreme intelligence that is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal, that we are the children of God. But godliness is not something that we are really supported in aspiring towards. Right alignment with the universe and all of existence itself. The earth is like as big as a period at the end of a sentence in relationship to the eternity we're in. And then we believe in death, and we're killing ourselves. And we feel like if you ain't struggling, and this was from years ago, 50 years ago, well, sister, you know what's wrong with you. You always dealing with that Cosmo mumbo bullshit kind of thing. And all of these people who were on the front line of the civil rights movement, and all of these ones who were talking Black nationalism, and all of these ones, where are they? They've already died. They're passing away. They did not get it.
Yeah.
And I was around
I
Lila
agree.
Africa. Lila Africa was the third hands on my son when he came out my womb. I was
Really?
Sabi. I've
Oh
been,
my gosh.
I've interviewed them. I know all of them. They all know me. The issue is knowing that the only reason I'm still on the planet is to make sure that you all get more of what you require in order to be who you are. But this is not about the political. You're not Democrats and you're not conservatives. No, you are these points of an absolute and supreme intelligence, and you should be functioning as conscious immortals. We talk about the real, the truth, the absolute reality of divinity personified. The body is perfectly and divinely designed, and it is the temple for the dwelling of the true spirit of the living God, goddess, that is our absolute reality. Now, as long as our blood bears a violation of rotting pigs, cows, turkeys, chicken, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and all of that, we will never, ever walk in the fullness of who we are. We could be Democrats, we can be Republicans, we can be some of the most fantastic entertainers and whatnot. And you've seen it. You understand? You've seen it. You see how you become proficient in whatever area of talent, and you can get paid. You can dance, you can shake it, you can drop it like it's hot. You can do all of these things, get paid, have thousands and thousands of people, make millions and millions of dollars, and still leave here as a dead person. So the issue is the introspection, the reflection, and our internal care. Do you care to walk the face of this earth as some of the most dynamic people on the planet? Do you care? I'm asking each of you, do you really care to show up and show out so that as you are living, you are becoming more and more refined in the truth of who you were born to be as this point of the presence of God? If you had 20 million black men, African American men, and everybody smoking and getting high, that already poisons the sperm. All this alcohol, all this tobacco, all this artificial colors and flavors and this and that. We have not understood the divinity of who we are. That all is. And I'm saying is you're not going to get it politically, because the greatest political consciousness you can have is vivid self-representation and self-expression as a living, loving, intelligent, potent presence of God. And it's already you may not have claimed it already. You might not affirm it. You understand, you might give it a little lip service, but the issue is, where's that blood? How is that blood clean? What have you done to cleanse your blood? Are you cleansing daily? Your body's cleansing daily. How are you facilitating? How are you literally clearing and cleansing from the artificial colors and flavors that were in the Fruit Loops and the Captain Crunch and all of the shit that we got when we were children?
Hey, Mark, you had your hand raised, my man. What's up? What you want to speak on, fam?
Well,
I know it's hard. I know that's hard to follow. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
like
yeah, I'm about to say she really just,
and I ain't want to interrupt.
Yeah, she was spitting facts. So I mean, I certainly didn't want to be disrespectful to anything she was saying, but I guess I look at it like it's easier to fool a person than to convince a person that they've been fooled, and I think that's the problem in our community, that we are easier to be fooled than it is to convince someone or convince us that we're being fooled by, like, some of the things that she was talking about, some of the things that we eat, some of the political choices that we make, some of the relationships that we carry amongst one another. A lot of it has to do with God being missing. Like, she kept talking about, the divinity and talking about, the supreme being and God and everything like that. But I feel like in our community, it's almost like we've turned our back to him. It's almost like we don't want to realize that, God can see you. Like, everything that we do, everything that we say, everything that we put into our bodies, every choice that we make, every thought that we have, he can see all. And I feel like there was a point in time where we actually used to consider that before we made choices and before we made decisions. And I feel like as we get further and further in future and more progressive and the more technology and the more things that we have, it's like we don't need God, and then we're fooling ourselves into a pathway of destruction.
And it's an agenda, though.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It is. It's to move us further away from the true, not only the true God, supreme being, but the true God within ourselves. Absolutely. I think that, like, nowadays, people seem to forget that we are all in some way kind of walking Jesuses. Like, we're supposed to be doing what Jesus was doing. I heard something that was so profound yesterday. They said that you're really in your true God-like self when you are at your lowest point. Like, when you are really, like, down, like when you're able to, because it humbles you in a way.
I can personally
when you lose everything, like regardless of what's going on right now in this country, what's going on in the world, when it really does hit the fan, I'm gonna tell you, the ones who knows what it's like to lose everything are the ones that's going to survive. The ones who know how to collect seeds to grow their own food, the ones who have learned how to filter out water or get water in ways that they probably would have never been able to do because they're honestly seeing the fall that's happening around them. Those are the ones that's going to survive. It's the ones that don't know what it's like to lose everything that are probably going to be suiciding themselves, unfortunately. Because we're at this place right now where we have to tap back into that godlike nature. We don't have a choice.
Right.
This country.
Hold up,
this
Shannon.
Country. Huh?
Give me 1 second, please. I don't know who FU2 is, fam. We appreciate the fact that you're on, but the comments that you're putting in, we don't bring that energy here. It's not even about an echo chamber. It's not that serious, yo.
Oh, this guest is they're on somebody else's. I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
it's somebody else's. Like, I don't really care.
I don't know if you got the feature to it or whatever. Like, he talk about shut up, man. Get rid of him, yo.
I don't know how. It's on somebody else's live. Who else is sharing on it? On yeah.
I am.
Okay. I think it's from your live. I don't know. But see, this is what we're dealing with also on social media. Because this all falls down with the whole Smiths and Munns Act. Had we had that firewall that protected us from shit like this, we wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. But because we don't, Now we have bots. We have people that's able to talk crazy to us, even though we're having a conversation that is harmless to any. It's not harmless. It's not harmful to anybody. We still have systems put in place to where it could lie to us. It can make us feel as if we're not worthy of having these type of conversations, as if people are not worthy of learning this information, as if we are doing something wrong. Even the algorithm is set up to make us feel as if we're doing something wrong. Do you know that they were late with putting us in the algorithm based upon what we're talking about? We're going through something literally, and Charleston White spoke about this. We're literally going through something called digital redlining when it comes to these type of conversations, because we're not on here talking down to the community. We're not on here talking down to the white Americans. We're not on here talking down to anybody. We're having conversations to where we could better grow as a people, and what we could do to play a small part in the healing of our country, because our country needs to heal. It doesn't matter who you put in position in the White House. If the people are not willing to heal themselves, how can we actually heal this country?
And the healing cannot take place without the cleansing. And that's the real issue in terms of what I do as an inspirational lifestyle change consultant for the last 25 years. I've been strict vegetarian for 48 years. Okay. I've got a son that's 40, he'll be 44 this June, that I never gave meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, fish. He never got it. He got it. He never got it from me.
Well, see, I'm a firm believer that the way that we should be eating, and then we're gonna move on to our topic, but the way that we should be eating, the people that's trying to kill us is eating that way.
Well,
can you do me a favor, Pretty? Can you put that comment on the screen from Still Ag 2346? That one really hits kind of hard, and it's real. It says need intense self-marketing to our own community using the data used for us by government. That's powerful right there. Because in the day and age of 2026, we are media.
We are.
So it's up to us to shift how things are and just communicate and brainstorm off of each other. Because I can tell you right now, I'm keeping it a buck. Every single person on this panel, I've either watched the video, met you, or had a conversation with you, and I learned something. Now, you can't beat that. That's old school word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's not just like y'all ain't bots, which is what we hearing from more so than not, which is crazy. And I say learn something. I learned something from every single one of y'all. No joke. My girl Tiffany up top, the rawness, and I find it funny because I'm aggressive. But the information, people be focusing on the messenger so much, it's the message. Nobody's listening to that anymore because people are sensitive. We Gen X. I ain't sensitive. I'm good. But other people are. Go ahead, Ricky. Go ahead, Ricky.
No, I just wanted to capitalize off what y'all was saying a few minutes ago, just as far as like, that's kind of the thing that, I mean, that I'm observing is, I feel like we're at a place now where we really, and then this is my opinion, I feel like we really don't have any real faith or belief in God. See, when I was growing up, you had people who really believed in God. I grew up going to church. I practiced Islam. I moved around, but in all the spaces that I've been in, people actually had faith and belief in God. And so they moved a certain way based off that belief. And what I see now is really no faith, because even the people who go to church, even the people who are in the masjid, and I'm not trying to, put nobody down, and I'm not a perfect person either, but I do feel like that stuff doesn't even matter, because based on the things that we're willing to accept and the things that we're willing to defend and the things that we're willing to ignore, it's no way you believe in God. It's kind of like if I have people who will who are in the church on a regular basis, right? They go to church every Sunday, they get the Bible studies and all of that, and they're my family members. And they disapprove with the way I think, maybe politically, but based off how they move outside of just paying lip service and going into, the religious temple or wherever it is that you go, outside of that, how do you really believe in God? Because I watch people literally, they will go as far as defending some things that as far as I can tell are demonic.
Right.
They'll defend the most demonic things that you can see today. They will defend it and be, and claim themselves to be God-fearing people. So I think that's one of the things that, it's like it's nowhere in the world. A person, how can you say, like, just look at the culture. We have a culture where on one hand we'll say, I give God the glory, and on the other hand, we'll celebrate each other, murdering each other. I don't know if I can say whatever I can say, unaliving, however
Unaliving.
they allow you to say it now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like some of the things that I look at, man. Even like people, the people that surround me. These guys will pray 5 times a day, and at the same time tell me that if somebody get killed or unalived in front of my face, I'm not allowed to say nothing. If a child, even a baby, a grandma, my auntie, these people, we will ridicule them for bringing justice to a family. And these are people who say that they fear God. You will ridicule an old lady, a grandma, a kid for coming forward and saying, "Hey, I saw what happened." These are God-fearing people that would say, "No, we don't mess with them. You a rat. You this, that, and the third." So so I'm at the point that I don't believe none of that. It's like that's where we've come. We don't have any real faith in God. A lot of it is just lip service. We're more attached to a culture. We're more attached to a culture. This, and not black culture, but the entertainment industry version of culture is like that has become a lot of people's religion. That's your religion. You really believe that more than you actually believe in the books and the prophets and the people that we say we believe in or we subscribe to what their teachings. We believe in this entertainment industry version of what is called black culture. And so we focus more on that because sometimes I just look at some of the things and some of the things that people will attack me for and some of the things that they're willing to defend. And I'm saying it's impossible. How can we be God-fearing people and we willing to accept these kind of things?
I think, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I like what he's talking about at the bottom. For some, church is just a shield for unaccountable individuals. At Cold Crush, let me tell you something, bro. That is some real shit right there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because so many people run the church knowing that they did a lot of harm. And they think that all they got to do is run the church and they'll just be forgiven for everything.
Jesus is a hell of a drug. Shout out to Cold Crush, all my members up in here. Make sure
because
hit that like
I know
button.
for sure. And I don't know if you all have dealt with this from people who have you may know who have family members that are really deep in church. I know that there's like people out here who have been abused by family members, and their church going family members knew about the abuse and did nothing, said nothing, but they go to church.
Yes.
They know all the scripture.
Yes.
They go to church and said nothing. They don't care or they don't consider the fact that abuse that individual went through as a child still carries along with them all through their adulthood. The choices that they make when it comes to dating, when it comes to how they connect with people, when it comes to how they view their bodies, how they view themselves, how their relationship is with God. You got people out here who don't think that they need to believe in God because so much wrong has happened to them and they have had no support from anyone. But yet you go to church all the time. Faith without works is dead. You could be knowing the Bible all day long, but if you ain't practicing what you preaching, if you're not really looking out for the little people, how could you consider yourself being Christ-like? Jesus wasn't playing when they was doing his people wrong. Y'all remember when he went up in there, he found out what the Pharisees was doing. So why would you let somebody play with your own people? How could you be a church in the Black community, but you keep letting people poison your people around you?
But see,
it's profitable.
Right. And that's the whole point in terms of everybody has gone through the miseducation system.
I agree with that 110%.
My grandmother was born in 1899. She was a Spelman College graduate. All of her sisters, all her brothers, Spelman Morehouse, all of them, right? And I come from a lineage of ministers. So their father, their grandfather, their great-grandfather, all of them were ministers, right? I left the church at 11 because nobody could talk to me about why it is that the children of God are dying. It was my conversation at the age of 6 years old. Mommy, why do the people die if the people are the children of God and God don't die? And so the church, the educational system, so when the scriptures, when we talk about what's the differentiation between Satan, Lucifer, and the devil. And so these are words that we know, but we've not really looked at how these entities are showing up. The church is the school of Satan. The one who has misled the people, the one who has blocked the people from their direct line of light with the truth of themselves. They put us in a place where we are regurgitating stories, but we have not understood the poisoning of the blood. So when we've heard salvation comes through the blood of Christ, salvation comes through the blood of Christ. That's the clean blood. That's the blood that is highly oxygenated, hydrated, mineralized, alkalized, right? No meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, fish, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, artificial colors, artificial flavors, and behavior modifiers. No, we doing the internal work. We are these points of the presence of the absolute. We are the embodiment of a spirit that is charged upon the frequency of every fiber of our being. We are that, but the divine feminine, the woman, was taken out of the equation, and it became God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Where's the woman? Right? Where's the woman? So no, womanhood, the divine feminine, has been raped, violated, abused, all of that, so that we are no longer able to take responsibility because we do not know how to perpetuate life, and that is something that we all should be able to do because we are the man with the womb. We are the one through whom other ones come. But that is the foundation of everything else, is that the sisterhood is responsible for poisoning every freaking body. As nurses, as educators, as doctors, as lawyers, we have been miseducated by the Luciferian system, right? The Luciferian system, in the sense of, if we cannot be commodity and slave in the perpetuation of their mentality, then we have no value to them. So we were educated so that we can perpetuate and maintain a system of oppression. That's how we got sucked into serving our children McDonald's and Burger King and Chick-fil-A and all this, because we so busy working for the system that we can't feed our families.
I want to throw something out there, and I want to throw this out to the panel. Ricky kept saying a word, and it just popped in my head. What's the first four? How do you spell the first four letters of culture? What is that?
Cult.
I never thought about that before. That's crazy when you think about it.
Right. And the culture is the index of where a people are mentally. The culture,
can I ask y'all a question?
not greater than the people. The culture is the evidence of where the people are mentally. But the issue is, it's not Black culture, it's all death culture.
What do you want to ask, Mark?
So can I ask the panel this then? Is it more important to be godly, or is it more important to be Black?
Godly. That's what I was just about to say. We
Is it
subject
more
ourselves
important, is
to
it
all.
godly, or is it more important to be Black? Because
We
I
subject
feel like it
ourselves.
can't be both.
We subject ourselves to all these categories that we shouldn't even be worried about.
Right.
We put ourselves in boxes that don't even matter.
That's
Who
the
cares
division.
about if you're Black? Who cares about if you're what religion you are? Do you believe in God? And where are we going from there? That's it. Everybody is. Every class is having an issue, some way or another. The poor class is having the issue. The rich class, the wealthy class is having the issue. Are we believing in God? Are we standing on His word? Are we just making up our own shit in our own categories to be put in boxes and then to conform ourselves and be confounded by some bullshit that somebody made up?
And I agree with that wholeheartedly, but I and this is just my perception from what I've seen, like what I've learned. What if everything that we thought that we knew about God is wrong? And that is one of the reasons why we're not able to connect fully. If we know for sure that, I mean, it's no different than us already knowing that they have restructured our education system. It's no different of already knowing that they have that they're willingly poisoning us. It's no different of knowing that they have lied to us about our history and about us being reclassified as melanated beings in this country, as creating race as a social construct, as opposed to identifying what a culture is. Why wouldn't they give us a Bible and tell us about something that's not really accurate? Why would the Christian Bible be only 66 books when it's actually 88 in the
That's
original
what I was
Bible?
about to say. Jubilee.
So you gotta. This is why I love this panel and why I came up with this show, because we have to reintroduce ourselves to each other. We have to. We don't know. We really have no idea who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Whether you're Black or white. I just saw a video, and this is how I know. I was like, yo, like, y'all really don't know, do you all? I posted a video on IG. It looks like this Latina lady was busting out her Black boyfriend's his window. I posted the video because for some reason we have been dealing with women who are non-Black making videos talking about that they love Black men better than Black women. And I made a video not to cause any division, but to let it be known, hey, you know that there's ain't shit women in every race of people. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you want to date outside your race, do that. But you don't have to downplay the people of the racial group of the person you're dating. It's wrong. It's like
they make
looking at
issue because we make color an issue.
Huh?
Could it be that others make color an issue because we ourselves make color an issue?
I don't make color my issue. That's generalized.
Every group makes color issue.
Every group makes melanin an issue. It depends on how dark you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It depends that but the problem is that like if you date outside your race, let's say for instance, like Mark the model, you date a white woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You love this white woman.
Mm-hmm.
She loves you.
Mm-hmm.
She's supportive of you. Y'all don't look at each other as a race. Y'all look at each other as a people. That doesn't mean that you're gonna go to that woman and be like, look, I don't like Black women because of the way that my mama treated me. My auntie was very nasty to me. The Black women in my neighborhood never respected me. So guess what? I hate Black women. So you're telling this woman this, and she picks up her phone and says, hey, all Black women ain't shit. Y'all bitches ain't shit. Y'all Black men already told us that y'all ain't shit. So guess what? We know that we taking y'all men, and we know that y'all hate y'all. This is what the social media feeds. That's the narrative that it feeds. So me being a Libra and me representing the scales, I like to create balance. You can love who you want to love, but when you loving somebody based on their race, that is not right.
And then And the issue also is, are you really loving?
Exactly.
You
Are you
don't
loving them, or are you in competition? Are you creating competitiveness? Because that's what happens a lot when it comes to this interracial dating shit. I don't care, but you don't have to make a video disrespecting us in the same breath. So I post this video, and as soon as I post it, somebody says, "Oh, well, look, she's not white. She's not white. What does that have to do with us?" You missed the whole point of the video. The whole point of the video is that we all are flawed in some way. We have flawed people in every side of the coin. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, but yet somehow, some way, we want to shine a microscope just on black people, on the ignorance of black people, on them being the ones that are doing the degeneracy, on them being the only ones that are getting food stamps, on them being the only ones who are overweight, on them being the only ones that are committing crimes. As if I can look up every documentary, pick up books, and see the criminal behavior of every single race that does not look like me on a worldwide scale. I was just watching Narcos not too long ago. Are we shedding light on the cartel anymore? Are we still talking about those crimes? Are we talking about Game of Thrones and the incest shit that used to go on back in Europe all those years? No, we're not. Because the only focus is that black people and black fatigue is a problem.
Well, we have to really change the narrative. We have to come to a point, one, where when it comes down to the faculties that we each have, we've been given the capacity for speech. It says in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. All right. Now we're dealing with a whole generation who speaks nothing but garbage. We're dealing with a whole people who don't know how to write. It says, as it is written, so shall it be done. They don't write. They don't even teach cursive. You understand? So I'm just saying is that at this particular point in time, those of you who are, how old are you? In your 30s, 40s?
I'm 41.
48.
Okay, so it's like coming into leadership in light. Every generation should be supported in self-unfoldment, self-realization, self-actualization, because self in truth is God. All right, everybody has it. Everybody is it. The intelligence of existence is so intelligent, so loving, so beloved, so generous that it has gifted itself to absolutely everything and everybody everywhere. Everybody is it. Everybody has it. Nobody has to take it from anybody else. We are all the evidence of the divinity of existence in expression. We are all these points of the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence that we refer to as God. We are all here to come to a point and place where we accept the virtues of character that are consistent in love, light, wisdom, truth, peace, poise, power, potency, integrity, high ethic, morality, and to be vessels and vehicles of the creator's activity, sharing love, light, wisdom, truth, peace, poise, and power. I'm just saying, we can regurgitate all of the shit and all of the ill, but that does not make us well. We can regurgitate all of the health, all of the problems. It does not make us well. What is going to make us well is when we rise up and we create by virtue of exerting and exalting a full effort in nourishing ourselves, cleansing ourselves, so that we are creating, in effect, a boycott of the death industries. There are no ones of any hue who are on the planet to do anything other than perpetuate and exalt life and their lineages. For there to be so many ones who do not have a clue that the greatest gift and the greatest wealth you will ever have, you are already in possession of, which is your life. With each and every breath and every beat of your heart, there's not a freaking thing that anybody can give you that is greater than who and what you already are, butt naked.
Oh,
why you look up to Dave like yeah?
It was just the way she could have just, so the way she said it was in such a way where as though she was just like butt naked, and it just reminded me that I have a brand new single out. It's called iPad Cheeks, and I wanted to make sure that everyone was available to get it, because May 1st the album Trill Music is dropping. But I think it's very important that we understand what she's saying is 100% true, because if I was to offer you $1 billion right now, but you know you was going to die tomorrow at 6:30, that $1 billion don't mean nothing. So yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, no, like when we talk about having a situation where you realize that your wealth is you butt naked. I feel sorry because if the lights are on and I'm butt naked, there's a whole lot of loose skin because I lost 300 some odd pounds, and I just never mind. Listen,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate that for saying that. Yeah, it should be, but they don't want us to have these conversations.
But
Who's God?
They
Who's
ain't got nothing
God?
to do with it.
Huh?
Who is the God that we're all speaking about? Are we all who? Because I mean, God could be a lot. Who is the God that we're speaking?
What I'm addressing is that there is nothing but absolute and supreme intelligence, and we each are the embodiment of it. We are the personification of it.
Does he have a name?
Are we going to split hairs on this?
No, it's not that.
No, that's what I'm saying. His name is your name. His name.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to determine. Like,
what I'm saying is that there are gods. There are gods and goddesses, lords, lordesses, saints. You understand? The spiritual world is hierarchical. We don't know anything about it. The earth herself is as big as a period at the end of a sentence in relationship to the rest of the eternity in which we're spinning. All right. So our being on a planet that is 80% water, spinning in flotation and rotation in nothing but absolute and supreme ocean of nothing but currency. We are in the realm of eternity, and with each and every breath, we are taking in of the force of life, the Creator's presence that animates us, maintains us, and sustains us. Food, as we know it, is the tool of our oppression, and then the weapons of mass destruction are the tobacco, the alcohol, the pancakes, waffles, breads, biscuits, the stuff made with flour and water that are paste.
He's
right?
stupid.
You understand that paste? So everybody is blowing up, right? Is just full of all this paste, all of this stuff, because the body is so perfectly and divinely designed by the same intelligence that blazes the sun and has the earth spinning. And what we require, oxygenation.
I'm 3 weeks in, no bread, no bread, no rice.
No, we're not doing this
no
today.
sugar.
I got to know, like, first of all, so what can I eat? Out of alkaline water, air, and sunlight. Is there a list?
That is going to ensure your progression.
No, man.
Most of the body's energy is expended in digesting shit that ain't even digestible.
Wait a minute. Hold up, everybody. Wait a minute, because this. Listen. I know where this is went. We have to go to these damn topics.
We don't.
Hold up.
I was going to listen to what I can eat, because every time I turn around, you can't have coffee. You can't have. I feel like Little Wayne. It's like, you can't do this and you don't do that.
I'm gonna do this.
3 hours out of my life.
I'm gonna make sure that I give Dave Mama Adama's number.
No. Listen, I just found out that I'm an eternal being driving a meat mech suit throughout the universe that is spinning through space-time with incense, peppermint, and waste beef. If this woman calls me, I'm gonna have to explain to my wife why I'm giving up my big screen. We're good. I don't want them type of problems. Listen,
I'm over here barbecuing. I ain't eating no egg, but I'm not eating no macaroni and cheese and nothing like that.
Don't tell her you got just gonna be barbecuing, because she wants. Now, first of all, do you understand what a grill is? See, from a metaphysical standpoint, the grill.
Well, I could say this much, and then we're gonna move on to the topic. Now, I'm just gonna let you know this. I don't smoke cigarettes. If you smoke cigarettes, you smoking liquid cat ass. So I just want you to know that cigarettes.
But y'all eat Chinese every other Friday. Like, y'all going somewhere liquid.
That DoorDash killing y'all.
I ain't smoking no cat's booty juice. Okay, I ain't smoking no cat booty juice.
That hold on. Let's ask the expert. Is she in fact having cat booty juice? Because you mentioned waffles and French toast.
Because the issue is this. Mother Earth does not produce starches naturally. That's a result of European agriculture. When you take over another people, you got to feed the people. The ones who took over the people, if they really had the people's best interest at heart, they would have left the people alone. All right, but they don't have the people's best interest at heart, and they did not feed the people for optimum cellular functioning. Now, the people themselves at this particular point do not eat for optimum cellular functioning. We eat
Most food is more toxic than cigarettes. Nah.
food, right? Food
not.
is the tool of our oppression. What we know is food: the flesh of dead animals, the aborted fetuses of chickens, the pussies of cows, artificially colored, artificially flavored, all of the stuff that can sit on shelves and boxes with all kinds of preservatives and whatnot. So no, this is how we've been fed like kids. Now, I am one who is telling people, you have children. We are not goats. You feed your children that which is going to oxygenate them, hydrate them, mineralize them, alkalize them. We're so perfectly and divinely designed. We are literally only designed for that which can be converted into water, which is your herbal teas to get the minerals. We need the mineralization because the minerals are the things that give you that electromagnetic charge. That's your manganese, your silica, your phosphorus, your all of the minerals. Now, minerals cannot be destroyed by fire. So for all of those ones who are raw food and this and that, the enzymes are already in your mouth and your saliva. The issue that I'm trying to get us to understand is that after 48 years of strict vegetarianism in one community, I've seen so many vegan vegetarians pass away because nobody made a proper estimation and guesstimation of the accumulation of nitrates, BHA, BHT, artificial colors, synthetics that were in the breakfast cereals and whatnot that stay in the body because just changing the diet does not get it out. So the body is so.
Get it out with Metamucil. Is there a cleanse can we use some milk of magnesia? Is there a cocktail?
What you need is the clay. The clay. Now, many of us.
Y'all, let's get into this topic.
Yeah, we gotta get into the topic.
Let's get into the topic, man. Sis says, Shannon, I get it, sis. I know you smoke squares. Ain't nobody taking up for smoking cigarettes.
No,
unless they smoke them. She said, I smoke cigarettes, but I can fast as well. I've never been sick.
I used to smoke turkeys.
It depends on what cigarettes you use. They still got cat booty juice in it.
They got 140 chemicals in it.
They do.
And it burns. It burns. See, it's meant to poison. This is what I'm saying. We're dealing with a death culture. Now we can laugh and joke and play, but for those of you who have seen your mamas, your grandmamas, and all of these ones die from all this chemo, radiation, all of this breast cancer, cervical cancer, and whatnot. I deal with women who are 38, 40 years old who are already having partial hysterectomies and whole hysterectomies. We're dealing with so many women now who don't have their breasts, who don't have their wombs, who don't have their fallopian tubes, who do not have their ovaries, who have not had children. And I'm just saying is that the divinity of womanhood, we're dealing with a culture that is anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-woman, anti-divine feminine. The sisterhood has to raise up because it is our duty, obligation, and responsibility to know how to facilitate life and to heal ourselves and our community.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because we was gonna like talk about this sister that went missing. Well, she didn't go missing. She went to Africa with her fiance. They weren't they got engaged while they was out there. And apparently something took place in the lines of to where she was found hanging in her room. Of course, they're calling it a suicide. They're calling it a suicide.
That's what they call it.
And I'm going to play this video real quick so you all can get a better understanding of what exactly happened. But where I'm going with this is that, like, I've noticed that, like, we don't really question the news as much when they talk about Black people committing suicide by hanging. Because I don't think people really realize, like, Black folks ain't hanging themselves, G.
That's a painful way to go.
I don't think Black people are really hanging themselves. And I don't feel like that our government is, well, FBI, CIA, they're not really doing the necessary work considering that this is actually against federal law. Remember they got the
Emmett Till, the lynching
Emmett
act.
Till thing. So you would think that they would do more.
Why would I think that?
Because right? Ain't this what the Democrats did?
And didn't it happen in Tanzania?
Yeah, that part.
That's what I was. But
it was somebody. It just happened again out here in America.
You think that they would do something to help you in Tanzania?
It happened in America.
I thought that the situation that y'all talking about was
another story. It's happened again.
It's several stories. There's been like 4 people who have been caught hanging in America since the beginning of the year.
No, those
And they're
were,
all classified
I
as
thought those were
suicide.
lynchings. No, I thought
No,
those were
I'm
lynchings.
using her story as a basis because it seems to be every time they find a Black person hanging there, it is considered a suicide.
I personally, I think that the reason why they kind of go to that particular form of what happened is because it's the easiest one to say it's real.
But you would think that, like, I'm gonna always call their asses out. I don't care. You would always just think that, like, the Black Caucus would say something. Surely,
the Tether Caucus.
you would just always think that, like, the NAACP, like, where is Crump when you need him? What is his name? Crump?
Yeah, Benjamin Crump.
Where's Benjamin Crump when you
Attorney.
need him?
He's
You
mumbling.
never.
Well, attorney
mumbling.
I feel like Benjamin Crump is somewhere with like a thing in his back that winds up anytime a Black person is shot by a white police officer. That's like the only time that he's coming out.
He hop out on your ass.
I don't trust
still messed
nobody to
up.
speak about themselves in the third person. He called himself Attorney Crump.
Yeah. Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here.
It's hard for me to believe that you were talking about this story that a woman goes to the motherland
I'm not
and,
really.
and she decides to check herself out, and she's with somebody. She with her new husband, and she
Go out and
decides
come back. I
to
can't hear
check
food,
herself
man.
out with hanging herself. To me, now mind you, I'm not the brightest bulb in the closet, but 2 + 2 don't equal 5. That's what this story is.
See, the problem with you, Fu, is that you keep applying logic and your brain and your eyes and 4+ decades of common sense to something where you're supposed to just be gaslit like the rest of these swirling ass Negroes. Like, here's the thing, because their ice is colder. He's rich. He's worth 40. It's perfect. He's worth $45 million, and no one bats an eye. You want to know why? Because number one, he can do that. Number two, ain't no what. When I tell you, I have daughters, and I have a daughter around this little girl's age, there is no way, and your boy means no way, I'm letting any one of my good body daughters sit up here and go all the way around the world with grown swole millionaire Caillou. It ain't happening.
Cause I was talking to my man about this. I was just like, so you mean to tell me you never met his family never met yours? Like what was there any type of way of knowing that you could trust your daughter going overseas with this man? And I'm not even looking at the whole, I know people are only focusing on the fact that they're interracial. That's beside the damn point, because it was a Black lady who went to Mexico with her Black friends and still ended up dead.
They weren't her
has a
friends,
lot
and that's
to
the
do with
problem. Discernment.
Yes.
The mother told her she knew he was in trouble financially. She knew who he was. The friends knew he was into some dark, the black market on the internet, and he was getting paid to do things to her and with her.
To her and with her?
Yep. He was getting paid off the black market to do things. He was broke and he was getting money. That's how he was getting the money. She knew that. I
thought he was a millionaire. See, this is what I be needing. I be needing more context. Sis, I thought he was a millionaire. Talk to me.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was having money problems. The wife is still in the marital home. She got the house, the dog, the car, the kids. He's holding down. He don't have the money.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Some not dark magic. The black market on the internet knew that he was with a black woman and was getting paid to do things with her and for her. And to her.
Oh my goodness.
But here's my thing.
At
what point?
The mother tried to tell her not to go and leave him alone. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. You know how we are with our parents. You can't tell us nothing. If we think we like somebody, even if we see all the red flags and we get the gut feeling, it's still, if I like them right now, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'll let them go in a minute when I feel like it, kind of a thing. But exactly
what you were saying? Yeah, that's crazy.
Here's where I call BS, not to what your lovely co-host just said, but to the overall mindset of what we're talking about, right? I have this conversation with my wife all the time. You know, we can say a bunch of things, but children, and there's been plenty of studies about this, children will be what they see. Didn't her mom, and I'm not putting anybody on trial, I'm calling balls and strikes and dealing in facts. Ain't her mama not with her daddy? And isn't her mama also with a with blue-eyed palm-colored man? Like, you can't really sit up here and say you don't trust it when your example says that you trust it. So
But
it's
that's who that children take after their parents. Even if they do see it, they can go out and do whatever they want to do. Sometimes they that
How can we be mad at anybody getting what they want? This to me seems like this is clearly what she wanted. So instead of us sitting up here feeling sorry for her, saying like this is bad, once she mentioned that they was involved in the black market and all that, it seems to me like they was doing what it is they normally do when things went left.
I didn't know
And things went left. So how can we be mad at somebody getting what they want? This is what she wanted. She wanted to live this lifestyle. She wanted to do those things of her own sound mind, of her own volition. Right. She took herself over to Tanzania to engage in whatever it is they was engaging in. She decided to say yes into the engagement when she was being proposed to by this gentleman. So without denigrating anybody, from what I see is it sounds like a situation that they were involved in went left. Whoever's at fault, I can't determine and I won't determine, but it just seems like I can't feel sorry for you because you put yourself in a very dangerous situation of your own volition. This is what you wanted. So why would I be mad for you getting what you want?
Well, this is where my issue is. I just feel like even if they were into some stuff when it comes to the black market, that doesn't mean that girl should have been strung up and hung on the door
at all.
It does not mean whatever they were in. And then on top of that, it does not mean, even though she was over there in what is it,
Zanzibar,
it does not mean that she deserved her death don't deserve to get investigated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
be clear, I didn't say they was on the black market. He.
Oh, well, see, because from what I was seeing from the research that I got, she was just an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just an influencer doing what young, pretty influencers do, taking pictures, modeling, you know what I mean? She had a nice body. She was an attractive girl, but it looks like shit kind of turned different for her in a year's time. Because I like to go on people's page and kind of see the, their digital
You out here doing the investigation. You're doing the education.
Do your investigation.
They need to be paying you.
She was just cool, but then all of a sudden she started getting the Louboutins. She was getting the handbags. She was feeding the giraffes, and it got a little bit better
provider. She got her provider.
She got a zaddy. They call it zaddy. She got her a zaddy. And
so she got what she wanted.
But what I don't like is that y'all want to sit here and act as if this girl really went all the way to Africa to commit suicide.
On her birthday.
On her birthday, after she just was proposed to, because she wasn't proposed. She didn't get proposed to him until he went over there.
Correct.
Now, there's no investigation at all.
No.
What happened to the same type of smoke that we had for Natalie Holloway when she went missing overseas?
They all holding his passport now because of because of the amount of time that it took for him to notify the authorities.
11 hours.
11 hours. That sounds ridiculous. Yeah. So, like I said, while I understand the situation, I definitely don't think that nobody deserved that. But I also think that we gotta take accountability for how we put ourselves in certain situations. If you know that you in a neighborhood that's rough and you walking down the street with $1 million cash in your hand and somebody knock you upside the head and take your money, how much accountability is on you?
Yeah, but how was she gonna know that this man was gonna put her in a position to where it was gonna hurt her? I understand what you're saying with that, Dave.
She got blinded by the money.
It's working for her mom.
But I didn't say anything. I'm going to talk about her mama. Let me explain something. Listen, if I could, just because I don't have a lot of time, I have another show to do, but I want to say this very quickly, right? Let me be very clear. And I want every black woman out here to hear me. In this country, the United States of America, we the people of the United States, y'all know the Constitution. Well, some of y'all do. Anyway, you have the right to do whatever it is that you want to do. You are an adult. It is your body, your choice. It is your life. You have absolutely every right you want to. As a father, this is what I tell my daughters. Lady Gaga once famously wore a suit made of steak, and she wore it on a red carpet. She did not wear it in a zoo. Now, she has the right to wear that steak sweatsuit wherever she likes. That's her right as an American. She has the right to go wherever she wants to. If Lady Gaga were silly enough to take her poke her face down to the lion enclosure, the lions don't give a goo-ga fart about your rights. They are going to do what lions do. Yeah. So my whole thing is, historically speaking, and again, love is love. And it absolutely is. And my whole thing is, I got plenty of people in my family who love interracially, and they're making it work, and they do what they got to do. I got plenty of people where it has worked. Hell, I got people black on black. It didn't work. My whole thing is this. None of the people that I've named in any of those situations is going around bashing the other races and bashing black women or bashing black men as a result of that. When you do that, you thought your situation was better, and you turned your chocolate nose up at us. But you got your Louboutins, you got your courtside seats, you got to go and touch the giraffe and say, hello, Babar. So now you get to understand that even in this horrible tragedy, and no one should have to be unalive for people that understand this, you're not them. You can be as adjacent to them as you want to. You can bear their children. They can love you because, let's face it, the most fetishized group of people on the planet are number one, black women, and number two, black men. And it's not a close second. Mm-hmm. Sarah Bartman, I submit to you. So at what point do we not recognize that just because you think that you're Michael Jackson and you can have a lion and the lion will just love everything about you, it's still on. And that lion has resources, and it's not going to go it's not. You're not getting the circle of life, and Rafiki's not coming on Pride Rock. You know, like, it's not. The lion is going to go, and if the lion don't get you, it's going to set you up where daggone wild boars are going to run you over. Any way you slice it, that man is protected. I guarantee you, he's still eating steak. And then no one talks about, allegedly, supposedly on Earth too, he liked black booty so much, he was up there running through the hotel staff and every daggone thing else, allegedly.
That's what people ain't talking about.
It's not a fetish. It's true love. Get you a zaddy.
They right.
Wasn't that
they
her
right
messaging?
About that?
Wasn't that her messaging in all her and most of her videos?
Apparently, I don't watch things that
but that's what I was talking about earlier when it came to my video. Like there's ancient people in every race. When you identify how you date and how you love somebody, I feel like you fuck yourself every time. Excuse my language, but it's the truth. I feel like that when you just say, "Oh, I'm about to give me a white man because a white man is gonna be the benefit. He gonna benefit me. He gonna take care of me," or "I'm about to give me a white woman because a white woman gonna let me do everything I want to do to her sexually. She gonna let me beat on her and cheat on her, and I can sleep with her friends. Is gonna be okay." Because that's what I hear from a lot of black men that I know.
Have y'all ever seen Married with Children? Yes. Have you ever seen Rodney Dangerfield? I want y'all to go on YouTube and look up a man named Henny Youngman. This is an old comedian, and one of his most famous jokes, he would do all this observational humor, but his most famous joke was, now when I talk about these things, take my wife, please. Just a white man married to a white woman. All wives get on their husband's nerves. It's a thing. All women think their husbands are stupid. It's not exclusive to one race. All y'all think y'all smarter than us. I can have immense opinion. My wife will tell you I ain't got no damn sense.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's
and just because you love them, it doesn't mean that white penis is going to be any better. Enjoy what you enjoy. By the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but I have an album out. It's called Show Music. It's coming out May 1st on all places you buy music. My first single is called iPad Cheeks. I got one for Don Lemon too. It's called Lemon Power Bottom. Why do y'all laugh? Do y'all not realize I'm an artist? I'm sensitive.
I heard. Listen, I don't disrespect your art.
I love you, Dave.
I heard the preview of the Lemon Power Bottom, and all I gotta say is get ready.
For y'all, so basically the whole verdict of that situation, the reason what made me want to bring that up is because for various reasons. One, quit thinking that just because you see someone who's of a different race that they're going to be better for you than the person that's in your own race. That's one thing. Quit thinking you could trust somebody just because they white. Trust somebody because they good. They're genuine. They got good character. And don't just think you could just go out of the country and everything gonna work out for you if you don't really know who you're traveling with. She obviously did not know what this man was involved in because she was too busy getting Louis Vuittons and Coach bags. She didn't know that
she didn't know, or that she didn't want to know.
I don't think she cared at the time. She probably thought that she was the only one. But at the same time, I feel like that, like now, this has been something that has been promoted so much that now it's starting to make it seem like this young lady killed herself. And I do not believe that she did. I don't think that. And I'm so tired of the media always seen something when it comes to a melanated being or a melanated person who's getting caught hanging, and they're automatically a suicide. It's a suicide. It's always a suicide. Even when it came to us finding out about those two bodies that they found down there in, I think it was Mississippi or Tennessee, it was a biracial boy, a biracial guy, and then it was a black guy. They found them. Guess what? It was a suicide. When they found a young lady in Florida who was hanging in somebody's backyard, she committed suicide, but you found her damn car with her keys and her purse and everything in it. Who gets out of their car and hangs himself on a clothes thing that you put your clothes on?
Right.
People in the neighborhood, if you live in Atlanta, it don't matter where you live at. If you keep hearing about these type of deaths that's happening, please come together and say something. Do something.
And the point too is that when you have not really had the inspiration, the aspiration to really step into your real power, you could say whatever you want to say. It's not a thing you're going to be able to do about anything. You understand? What I'm saying is that we bring attention to isolated conditions and situations that have literally been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Right. But we are not in a place where we are offended or able to respond correctly and directly to thousands of people dying daily from cancer, heart disease, pharmacology, all of the stuff. The medical profession kills over 300,000 people a year just from giving them the wrong medication. Okay, but see, we're not talking about the real genocide here. I want us to really understand that our families are under siege. We have been participating with our own oppression.
Yep.
And that as long as we're participating with your own oppression, that there isn't much power that we will ever have. You saw what happened with George Floyd. You saw how masses of people hit the streets. You saw, with Trayvon Martin. You saw with other ones who were facing the death penalty. You had millions of people signing petitions. We had millions of people in the streets. It doesn't do a freaking thing, because when it comes down to where you go to eat, you're still eating from McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, and all of this place, and poisoning yourself, and you have no power and no authority because you are working towards your own demise. This is where we have to come to a point where we stop, because the conversations are one thing, but what we do on a daily basis in terms of how do we step into our eldership? How do we become powerful people? How do we shift the whole frequency of death culture to really be in the frequency of love, light, wisdom, and truth that allows us to step into the integrity of who we really are as the children of God?
I gotta ask a question, then I'm gonna make a statement, because I'm processing everything. Shannon, you said this particular situation happened in Africa.
Yeah.
And you named multiple other times where this happened in the United States.
Yes. My
question is this. Where the fuck is Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, Jamal Bryant? And I can say this because my man Mark is on, running from Baltimore, asking he can never go back to Baltimore because they ran him out of there with his bullshit. Where are all the where my Sergeant General at? Where Tamika Mallory at? Why haven't the media, our media, Roland Martin, his iPad? Why have they not talked about these issues? This is a problem.
The Democrats ain't paid them for it. That's why.
There was a documentary, and I'm telling y'all, I watched it. It was on HBO. I'm not gonna stay on it too long. This documentary, y'all, pissed me off so much because it was a young man who they found hanging in a wooded area, right? They claimed that it was suicide. Once they did the digging, not only did they find out that he could not have committed suicide because his feet were actually they were like this. This is the ground. His feet was touching the ground where it was like kind of up. His shoe
was jumping. So he was jumping up to himself.
Yeah, he could have got up. Not only that, he had on different clothes, he had on different shoes. The family of this man did, this is what's even more messed up. They sent the pictures of the crime scene to the mother. So the mother saw that not only did her son have on different clothes than what he left the house with, he had on different shoes than what he left the house with. They saw two bodies, two features, two people in these pictures. They reached out to the NAACP. They reached out to them. Do you know that they didn't do shit?
They can't do shit. What
They didn't do anything for these people. This is what I be needing black folks to get to understand.
They are a fraudulent organization.
This is what on a local level, we damn near gonna have to pretty much solve shit ourselves. It's gonna have to get to the point where y'all gonna have to start solving y'all own problems. Y'all gonna have to stop thinking about the NAACP and the National Black Caucus as like being some type of like fairy or being like Charlie's Angels or some shit, and they're gonna actually come. Y'all should like the situation that happened with Tamala Hansford out there in Georgia. I have no idea how nobody from Atlanta, how y'all didn't come together and go find out what happened to that lady.
Which story? Wait, which story was this?
Tamala Hansford.
I don't know.
This sister was out there in Forsyth County. Is it Forsyth or Forsyth? Forsyth.
Forsyth.
She went out there and went to a party by herself, a sleepover. She was the only melanated person there. The next morning, they found her dead, face down, in the backyard. Guess what? They said it was a suicide.
Where was her discernment?
These were friends. These are people that she worked with.
But
still,
I mean, nah, I would have that.
I feel you.
Nothing about
but
that.
But here's the thing, though, like I, as somebody who lives in Indiana, you know, when I lived in Georgia, didn't nobody think that there was black people in Indiana. They didn't. I used to get joked and made fun of. But when I first moved to Indiana, when I moved to Indianapolis, like I had a group of white friends. I worked at Cracker Barrel.
Right.
Most of all my friends were white. We had hung out. I spent the night over their house. They spent the night over my house. We cooked together.
I don't think it's the friends that's the problem. It's just when your friends and it's a lack of discernment on being exercised by a bunch of people going into an environment with other people who may look like the folks that you're with, but not necessarily like you, and they may not share those same viewpoints or ideologies. And it's like the friends, they may ride with you, but how hard are they really to ride with you? Are they going to like put their life on the line for you to make sure that you come home safely, or is it they're going to be like, oh, if something happened to you,
I don't think she knew though.
Mark, it's the whole thing. To me, you can't necessarily bring that up, and I only say this for this one reason. Everybody on this panel, we're strong enough to think in a certain way. Everybody don't have this to move that way. You have a lot of people out here searching to be they don't even know who the fuck they are. So when you're like that, unfortunately, that's a part of being naive that a lot of people live through, along with a lot of people who they don't have the confidence. So they seek that. We don't seek that. We don't. That's why it's hard. And we can say that, but always remember, and this is something I had to learn myself. Everybody ain't us. No. If everybody ain't us, it's nothing you can really do about that. Yeah. So certain people put themselves in certain situations. I know, like with me, and I know Shannon can attest to this because she kind of knows, and my people that's here. Anybody knows food will never be taken out by alcohol poisoning. He don't drink.
Right.
If I go somewhere, they offering, if I didn't bring my own water, I'm good. I'm straight. Because we know where we are right now. When you have some people, they'll just be grabbing shit. Yeah, man, it's the best party I've ever been to in my motherfucking life. They got free drink. This is the problem. And you can't trust that because what we said in the beginning of the goddamn podcast, now they finding fentanyl in Hennessy.
I'm leaving at 9.
The person that you might be with.
I'm not staying all night. I don't drink. Listen, I feel you 100%. Like, first of all, me and my boyfriend, we don't really go to people's houses like that. If we don't know you, we're not going. If he don't know you, I'm not going. Mm-hmm. If I don't know you, I'm not going. I don't care if I know you for a couple of months or so. I have to know people before I could just roll up in their house. I have to know you before I can even eat from your kitchen. I don't know if you probably got a witch or a warlock that's cooking the food and you putting your bloody drawers in my soup. I don't know what you got going on. Like,
I mean, you laughing.
it's that
That's real
discernment.
shit though.
No, I
It's
know.
it's that discernment. But no, like I really wanted to touch on that because it's another nuance that you get from the media and how they kind of like put certain stories out. And I think that like we have to start asking more questions when they continue to talk about that Black people are committing suicide by hanging themselves when we know damn well that that's not happening. It's not happening.
They saying that so that way y'all won't march, and it's to keep y'all docile. Because if
Well,
we really knew what was really
I don't even
happening,
think
then
it's
the
that.
march would going
And
crazy.
then the other aspect of it is that because suicide is what people are participating in daily. All right. When your blood is filled with violation, it increases the risk of bringing violation into your experience.
Yeah.
When the Rodney King beating case happened, right? When Rodney King, now the media just played it over and over and over and over.
Yes.
That you understand. But then when the police were acquitted,
They ain't play that.
They ain't play that over and over again.
Right. But the issue for us is that we know the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Killing Black people, killing our indigenous families. This is the way this place was established. This is nothing new. The issue is that we are dying by thousands daily, and we're not saying anything about that
At all. And what's crazy is what people gotta also understand is that like they really kind of eating their own. That's why we move it into this scientist situation. Because these people obviously had something that they were getting ready to bring to the table. It's no different than the physicians, the holistic doctors that lost their lives in 2015 by the hundreds. I'm talking about hundreds of holistic doctors just end up gone before COVID came out.
And you mean to tell me with all the stuff that we learned just by watching YouTube videos, listening to Dr. Sebi, how he broke stuff down, and you gonna tell me that brilliant man died from pneumonia? Miss me with the bullshit.
They got him out of there.
The issue. And because I know Sebi, I love Sebi. I've been around Sebi. I could call Sebi up and talk to him directly until he got with Michael.
Who is Michael?
Michael Jackson. When he went to work for Michael Jackson, I was serving Coretta Scott King, and I was trying to hook up Coretta Scott King with Sebi, and they said, "Sorry, Adama, Sebi's with Michael. You can't talk to him right now, right?" And for me talking to Sebi said that Michael had him serving everybody other than him. Had Michael dealt with Sebi, then his whole destiny would have been shifted, but he didn't. But Sebi helped all of the ones that Michael wanted to be helped. But I'm saying this to say that the issue is that we can promote a thing and advocate a thing, but what we do actually is something different.
Yeah.
And now you get pulled out the circle, you get pulled out the game, you get put over here in the hole, right? If you've been living a certain kind of way, right, you can manage that. Particularly when you know about fasting and you've been eating clean and this and that, you can manage that. You just get stronger and stronger. I had a prison ministry in USP Atlanta since 2000, right? And so what I know is that some of those brothers got stronger and stronger because they were locked up. All right. So just being locked up and locked down doesn't necessarily create the issue. But the issue is that Sebi had been violating his lungs for decades.
Damn. How was he violating his lungs?
It's smoking.
Ah.
The smoking, the ganja. For decades. Okay, the lungs are the organ of the spirit. So when you go to the cemetery and you see the name and you see the first date, the first date is when the spirit enters the world. The last date is when the spirit exits the world or when they die. The line that constitutes the life is the respiriting. That is the breath. That is the lungs. That is the oxygenation. You cannot be burning your lungs with anything consistently over decades and be all right. So when you get put over here in the hole, and you don't have access to your fruit, your vegetation, your herbs, your women, anything, then your body moves into cleanse mode. The body is going to cleanse when you stop feeding. This is one of the reasons why people say, oh, I got a bad headache. Now I got to go get something to eat. Why? Because once you stop feeding, the body moves into cleanse mode. The body's cleansing every day, all day. Baby's lungs started cleansing.
Can I ask you a question based on, oh, go ahead. If you playing that video?
Yeah, I'm about to play it because I found a video from one of the scientists that died.
Okay.
All right. So basically, everybody, and thank you everybody in the chat for keeping it live. Thank you for everybody that's watching on all the social media platforms. We definitely want to tap real quick into this to the missing disappearances and the deaths of these scientists, because they're all connected in some way, and it's important that we're aware of the fact that, like, when it comes to situations like this, these are people who probably discover something that affects all of us. That affects all of us. It don't matter if you're black, white, I don't care. None of that matters. These are things that could affect how we live, how we're breathing, what's in our atmosphere, what's in our solar system, what's in our, like, there's a reason why these people are just coming up missing, but I really want to see what the news has to say more about it. And then I'm going to show you all a video of what Amy Eskridge, the lady on the left, further on the left, she actually has something to say what could possibly be why she went missing. Let's check it out.
Are working for NASA. But this is really one of the things that when we talk to former FBI special agents like James Galliano, you look at the number of potential connections, 8 in the last 2 years. And among them, you see William Neal McCaslin. He is an Air Force general that oversaw the Air Force lab that connects both the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab as well as the highly secretive work that they are doing in Los Alamos on a nuclear science, as well as McCaslin, by the way, also worked on secretive UAP or UFO technology in the past. He, of course, goes missing, doesn't take his phone or his glasses. So with this entire list of people, let's break down now, if we have that other wall, sort of where these people are working, right? So the NASA Jet Propulsion Labs are, as we mentioned, Michael David Hicks, Griemeyer, Maywald, and Monica Reza. Monica Reza, by the way, just goes hiking and disappears, vanishes. She was working on very highly classified things. She reported to General McCaslin. McCaslin, who oversees the Air Force Space Labs, connects NASA ultimately over to Los Alamos. And so when you talk about the number of connections that may or may not exist, and that's why the FBI and other agencies are digging in now to find it, you wonder what was any potential motive if there was a connection to these missing and deceased persons. Was it a foreign government? We saw so many individuals.
You see how they love to pass the buck to a whole nother foreign government as if we don't already have one.
Can I speak about what we just saying?
Yeah. Go ahead.
As soon as I seen NASA on there, I'm like, oh man, I already know where it's going. I don't know this to be fact, but in my personal opinion, they found out something that we probably all should know. And it's gonna sound so crazy, but bro, I think that they may have found that the earth is flat, and they was going to come out and say that the earth is flat because it's definitive proof that can prove that the earth is flat. They was either going to say that space isn't real because it's definitive evidence that can prove that space isn't real. I'm like, as soon as I seen that it was NASA, I automatically knew that those scientists found out the truth and was about to explain the truth to others and were silenced immediately. That's just, I mean, what else can you deduce from that? I mean, we talking about NASA, the founder of NASA, like the German, I can't think of his name, but on his tombstone, it says that God has created the firmament to show off his handiwork. Like, why would the founder of NASA have that on there? You can't believe in outer space and believe that there's a firmament. The Bible clearly tells you that the earth is stationary, that the earth is flat, the earth is set on 4 pillars, it doesn't move, that the sun, the moon, and stars are all within the firmament within us. The Bible clearly tells you all of that. But when you listen to science and everything else, they tell you that we live on a globe. Well, they tell you about gravity. When they tell you about outer space, and they tell you that the sun is 93 million miles away. And I would ask anybody who would believe that, how would you know that the sun is 93 million miles away? Has any of us been to the sun? Who made those calculations? And then every photo that they show you of the earth that's a globe, it's CGI, is digital. It's some kind of bullshit. It's not the real thing. There's no definitive proof. They tell you that the earth is supposed to curve after 6 miles. But if you can go into any tall building, I just was in the Strat in Vegas not too long ago. When I was looking at photos of people that was on the Burj Khalifa, that's the tallest building in the world. And they're at the tallest point of that building. And you mean to tell me that they can't see further than 6 miles out? They should be able to see the curvature of the earth if the curvature of the earth does indeed curve at 6 miles, like they say. All I'm saying to you is once I seen that it was NASA, I automatically knew, like, they found out that Antarctica isn't a continent. It's actually an ice wall that keeps water within. And I also think that there could potentially be more continents or more land, because nowhere in the Bible does it say that it's only 7 continents. And there are Bibles missing. There are books missing from the Bible that they intentionally keep from us. And I know for sure the book of Enoch speaks about giants, and it speaks about the things that I'm talking about right now.
They found giants. They found giants in America. They found bones of giants in America. So
I don't believe in dinosaurs and none of that.
What I mean, why I say, I just think that it's crazy that the mainstream, that the media gets to lie to us. Because the only thing is, like, we're supposed to trust you guys to tell us the news. When it comes to FBI, and we're supposed to trust you guys to investigate Cash Patel. We're supposed to trust you guys to make sure that you find out exactly why. And then, like, it was funny that he passed the buck to a foreign government.
It's not
a foreign government ain't took these people out, because what they're doing ain't got nothing to do with no foreign government. It don't have nothing to do with another country.
This is part of the reason why when we start talking about media and the propaganda and all of that, this is the reason why, and I know I can attest to this, and anybody who's around the same age, the news cycle at one point used to be a major story once every month or two.
Yeah.
They do this shit every hour now, because they know that more people are like, wait a minute, that's bullshit, and they have to keep people distracted. Period.
In a constant state of fear, because when you're in a state of fear, you're liable to do things that you wouldn't do if you was thinking with your clear, rational mind. That's why every time you cut on CNN, MSNBC, or something along those lines, the way that they frame the segment is in a way to fearmonger you. It's always set up in a way to scare you. Listen to the words that they use, especially when they talk about somebody like Trump. Everything is in a way to catastrophize everything and make it seem like it's the worst. And it's like, if you just listen to what's being said, half of what they're even talking about in the story doesn't have anything to do with the headline or the bullet point that they used to initially grab you in, but they use that to keep you in, and it's like a train wreck that you can't turn away from. And so now you're constantly being fed this steady diet of fear and nonsense and lies, and that's what you start to believe and internalize and think that it's actual reality.
And you have to come to a point now where you realize that media being controlled by the ones that is controlled is to control the masses.
Yeah.
It is for that. So why would you expect anything other than more of what they are doing in terms of making sure that you are paying attention to shit that don't even matter to you? You understand that you never get anything that is empowering you. You never get anything that is going to allow you to walk in the fullness of yourself. Now you are immersed in nothing but an ocean of currency and consciousness. Nothing but that. But the fact that you're poisoned with breakfast cereals, cow's milk, cheese, and eggs, and all of this puts you in a position where you're in the presence of God as a point of the presence of God, but you are exalting every other thing other than who you are. Because that's the support of the system of things. So no, you can't expect a system of oppression, and you cannot expect those who beat you, raped you, enslaved you, hung you, whipped you, and whatnot to free you. You have to, and so when they taught us to read, when we were denied to be able to read, then they gave us the Bible. With those who really want us to be free, give us the Bible. If the truth in the Bible would free us.
Yeah.
And are we free because of it? And
that's why they didn't want us to know how to read.
Right. And what is freedom? the freedom to be as wicked as you want to be, the freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do, the freedom to be in the pursuit of happiness while they're killing you.
That's the reason why I think that they don't want us to know that the world is flat, because then that will be definitive proof that the creator is real. And if you knew that the creator is real, you weren't just insignificant hurling through space. Like, if we're not hurling through space and nothing like that, everything that you do has meaning. Everything that you do has purpose. And if all of us understood that, then we would move differently, and we wouldn't be as easily controlled, and we wouldn't be susceptible to the nonsense and the woes of the devil, because we will be actively seeing that he's present and that he's real and that he's like a lion trying to devour us. Right now, we walk around oblivious, acting like he's not real and he doesn't exist. If God isn't real, therefore the devil isn't real.
Can I elaborate real fast on that? I don't believe that the devil is a he or her. It is the energy. And I feel like that we're in this point right now where too many people point like put everything that's evil in the world on the devil, and not people who are just morally poor.
When you look at the word devil and spell it backwards, it's
lived. Right. It literally lived.
Right. And evil is lived. So the issue is that the forces of the devil are the forces that make life a past tense reality, when life itself is beginningless, endless, infinite, and eternal.
And I believe that even when it comes to like the devil and God, like, that's duality. In life, you need duality. There's never going to be anything that's all good or anything that's going to be all bad. But it's no different than when you're seeing something, when you're like this is just my own personal opinion. I feel like that we all have an angel on one side and we have a devil on the other side. You can utilize both of them to work for you, but whichever one that you give the most attention to is how your life is going to pan out for you. So if you give more of your attention to the devil, meaning you're more invested in having sex with random people, you're more invested in doing drugs all the time, you're more invested in having gluttonous habits that you have, you're not trying to work out, you're not trying to live right, you're not trying to do right by anybody, as opposed to righteousness, which will be your angel, as opposed to educating people, elevating people, speaking love into people, speaking love into yourself, planting a tree, picking up the trash. I feel like even throwing trash down and littering on the ground is demonic energy in my opinion, because this is Mother Earth. This is our home. We're not respecting our trees no more. We're not respecting our land no more. We're not respecting our animals no more. That is what is, in my opinion, that's your angel side. And either side you could use for the betterment of your survival. But we think that everything is supposed to just be all good. And it's not. It's gonna be some evil on this side no matter what. But if you pay more attention to just what's evil, that's just what's going to be.
And that's the focus. And that's what I'm saying, is that for the time and energy of how we communicate and what it is we're listening to and what it is we're paying attention to, you do everything that you do at the risk of not doing something greater.
Yep.
You do everything at the risk of not doing something better.
So then,
that I
how do you explain
hold up, Mark, because she had this video queued up for a while. Definitely want to see what's up with this video.
Yeah, so this is Amy Eskridge. She was actually one of the last victims, I believe they just found. That they just mentioned, she actually died. I thought she died in 2022, but for some reason the media just talked about her as if they just found her. So this was a video where she's actually like talking about some ultra terrestrials, some very important information, and then after she put out this video, she ended up dying. So I wanted to share it to see if maybe it's something that might spark an interest in someone. See what's going on.
The ultra terrestrials, I think. Have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s? Do you know what that is? And the P-47s. Do you know what that is?
P-47s.
They're us from the future. They're from here. They are you. They are me. They're from here. From the future. P-47 is present plus 47,000 years. P-52 is present plus 52,000 years. And basically there's a calamity, right? So there's like a apocalypse scenario in the near future. It wipes out most of like everything, man. And there's the ones that go underground and survive, right? And then there's the ones that somehow stay on the surface and miraculously don't die. So the ultra terrestrials, I'll just tell you, the ultra terrestrials, I think, have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s?
Thoughts? Anyone?
That's
Go ahead, Mark.
I think that's, I can't definitively say because obviously we don't have proof, but this would speak to there being more life outside of Antarctica. Like I said, I think Antarctica is an ice wall, and the 7 continents are just what they tell us about. I think that there's more land, there's more life out there, and this could be the extraterrestrials with the technology that they have. I mean, they could have been interacting with us the whole entire time. Every time that you see a UFO, they see these UFO sightings or whatever the case. I'm not thinking that it's somewhere from coming from outer space. I'm thinking that it's either coming from the great beyond or it's coming from the ocean, because the ocean is the least explored place on the planet, and there's so much that's in the ocean, and we have no idea what half of it really is. So, I mean, I'm not saying that there's a city and there's a alien life force coming out of the ocean. The point I'm trying to make is that we really don't know specifically what's in the ocean, one, and we damn sure don't know what's beyond Antarctica because they won't tell us. And if you talk about, if you think that what I'm saying doesn't hold any weight, you can look at the heights of each one of the land masses of the continents that we all live on, and then look at the height of the ice shelf of Antarctica and see that it's more than double. Why would it be more than double? Why would 58 countries sign a treaty saying that we can't go there? You can't get 58 countries to agree on anything. You can't even get 58 people to agree on anything. You can get 58 countries to agree that none of us can go to Antarctica. And if you do go to Antarctica, that it has to be supervised or scripted. And the reason why I think they're shutting you down from going down there is because they don't want you to know the truth. And these people who are missing or making the point that they're making is evidence to that. What the lady was saying about the ultra terrestrials, how do we know that there aren't beings from the future? There very well could be technology out there that would allow a society of people to time travel, but we don't know about it because we don't have access to it.
Men in Black.
Or Tiff, GG.
I've had so much to say, and
I know.
I've been able to. So I don't know. Y'all go ahead.
This is the whole thing, and I think that people kind of miss this. And like me and Shannon and Tiff has talked about this. These conversations are the ones that are always suppressed.
Yeah.
Because I got a T-shirt that says it. On the front it says "Believe nothing," and on the back it says "Question everything." The issue is we living in a time where people don't question shit. Because my whole thing is anything is possible. I've known this for a while, and the conversation I had with Tiffany a couple days ago, that shit, when you start talking about this motherfucker right here, it's a different dynamic, and it's the reason why they don't want you to use this. Because if you use this, now you got 3 eyes to look at this shit. They don't want that. They don't want that shit at all, which is why they attack the way that they attack.
It's also a reason why they don't want us in Antarctica, because of that dust. I think it's some type of gold dust that apparently comes out of some type of volcano, and it helps with the decalcifying our pineal glands, because so many of us have no idea how calcified our pineal glands are because of the things that Mama talked about when it comes to food, when it comes to water, when it comes to the things that we put in our body. And our pineal gland is literally like our second brain. And we've damaged it so much that we don't even recognize that we kind of cutting off our own connection to the Most High by it being so calcified. They have something in Antarctica that we could literally take that would literally clear that shit up. Tiffany, and we would be able to fly to the moon if we want to, possibly. You never know, because we never will have that access because our pineal gland is so calcified right now.
Well, what I would have us to really consider is that you've been given one life, and it should be an eternal life. Now, we're not here to do anything other than live.
Yeah.
Now, but everybody who has life is not really fully committed to living. Everybody who has life is not fully committed to the source of their life.
Yeah.
And so this is where we have to really understand, how do we flip the script? How do we come into power? Do you want for the next 30, 40 years of your life to be in decline? Do you want to be in a place where the heart disease, the cancer, the diabetes, all of the accumulation of all of these chemicals and whatnot have put you in a place where you are not able to really mature in the fullness of who and whose you actually are? So now, this now moment of eternity is the only real moment. You will never become something that you're not already. So we shall affirm and declare the truth of ourselves, that we are living as these points of the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence, and that the only reason that we are in a place of witnessing so much dis-ease, distraction, degradation, violation is because it is systemic agenda and oppression. And we do not have to participate with it. And because we've all been influenced by it, then let us do what is necessary in order to be cleansed from it.
Yeah. I
Tiffany
appreciate that.
said
That's
something.
real talk. Any
Tiffany
last
said,
thoughts, anybody?
I wanted Tiffany.
I'm
Can
gonna
y'all
tell
hear
y'all
me?
right now, like, we really be trying. I be trying to stay on my prompts, but sometimes we just be going we be going wherever the spirit takes us.
Can
So
y'all
if
hear
we
me?
didn't get through everything, I apologize. We trying to stay on topic, but sometimes we just kind of go where I just let the spirit leads me. So if we forgot, I see your hand, man.
No, the reason why I'm saying that, because mind you, the crazy thing, I think it was a glitch. That's why I was like, I didn't know if y'all could hear me.
No, like, yeah, they've been messing up the live.
Okay, then I'm not crazy.
It paused mama for a second too when she was talking. These conversations, I've already kind of accepted they could possibly get shadow banned. I know this, but I think we got a pretty good amount of people paying attention. And even if we have 5, that's 5 people that probably learned something that they never knew. The fact of the matter is that we keep engaging in these conversations to keep the energy in a level to where it's not just surface level, which is where the media keeps us at. The media keeps us focused on surface level bullshit, so that way we won't be able to really ascend to a higher level of consciousness, which I believe we all should be striving for. And I think that nowadays it's probably more difficult because we got social media, because we got the media telling us what to think, who to be in, and what to and how to go about it.
You don't have to listen. You don't have
to listen.
Right.
When I talked to Tiffany the other day, and we had a long conversation, and she mentioned something as far as like affirmations and manifestations, and she mentioned water.
Yeah.
I thought about this a few days ago. Do y'all realize that as we've gotten older, we don't take as many baths? Do y'all realize how everything is shifted to showers, on top of the fact that the way that water is contaminated, which to me is showing there's power in that water, but nobody really talks about that. There's a certain group of people out here who consistently take baths. And when you start talking about women and baths, I learned that a while ago, that's something that's kind of mandatory. And it's like they've shifted from us doing that. And now that I understand, it's like, oh shit, I need to get my ass in the bath. I know Mark is probably taller than me. I can't even lay in a bath comfortably anymore.
My man can't either. I want him to take one. Bobby Hemmett had a video I watched where he talked about a cleansing bath, and I actually did it, and it really worked. And I was just like, oh well, wow, this is something I need to do on a monthly basis, preferably during a specific moon cycle, because I believe that even as a woman, our bodies definitely align up with the moon. You know what I mean? So like, there are certain things that you can put in a bath that can strip you of all of that heavy energy that we probably get just on a regular basis from being out in the public, from talking to certain people, from watching certain shows. Baths are important, but a lot of people don't want to take no bath because nobody want to clean their tub out on a regular basis.
And I have a detoxification bath that I recommend, because one, the skin is your largest eliminative organ. Right. The skin is your largest eliminative organ. And so because we are under chemical assault, when you sweat those toxins out in the bath with the bentonite, because the bentonite is magnetic. So it's going to be even stronger than just going to a sauna. So I have this internal cleansing clay that we're drinking, and it goes through the circulatory system. It begins to pull and loosen anything that is viral, bacterial, inorganic, metal, chemical, and whatnot from the system. And we sweat those poisons out. We have the women to douche with it with apple cider vinegar to pull and loosen, to break up those fibroids, those tumors, those cysts, and whatnot, and then to do the enemas. Now, because the root of all disease is in the colon, most people whose bowels are not moving enough. So if there's anything that we're eating that is other than water-based foods, because water is the medium of intelligence that holds frequency and vibration. Water is programmable, right? And this is why
isn't that why they don't want us to take baths anymore?
This is also why they poisoning it.
It destroys your connection to the creator.
And why the meat, the dairy, the eggs, the chicken, the fish is literally disempowering you, because now your body is no longer 80% water. So what we're trying to do is to resubstantiate the body to be 80% highly charged, mineralized water, because then your thought has more power, your word has more power, you have the clarity of mind. So this is the decalcification of the pineal gland. It is the oxygenation of the blood, the hydration, the mineralization, the alkalization that is going to ensure consistent cellular repair so we can heal from anything. But for those of my audiences, and I'm like, if you believe that you can go to the hospital and have a surgery and have your gallbladder removed, or have your appendix removed, or have your womb removed, or have your breast removed, or have anything cut off, and then you can believe that you can heal from that. Now, the surgery and the butchery doesn't make you whole. But why, if you could believe that you can heal from being butchered, why would you not believe that you can be healed from cleansing?
I think Shannon, I think that right there is the way to end the show.
Yeah.
That was
that kind of was
that right there.
I just want to say, Mama, thank you. I feel like I felt bad cussing because I feel like my mom is here. I was like, I don't want to say. I know, but cuss around you because your presence was necessary, and I'm so grateful that you came on to our show. Thank you so much, Mark. You already know you're welcome anytime. I think Ricky left. We didn't get through all the topics, but we got done what needed to be done. Fact of the matter is discernment above all is the best thing when it comes to anything, when it comes to media, when it comes to what you're eating. Mindful eating is important when it comes to what you're putting in your mind overall. When it comes to all of that things, we have to be very mindful that is it feeding us or is it eating us? And I've had to learn that when it comes to certain things that I watch, when it comes to certain people I'm around. I don't watch any reality TV. I don't partake in that mess. I try to stay away from it. So I just really want our listeners to understand that, like, there is definitely a spiritual warfare. That's the spiritual warfare that's going on right now in every aspect. When it comes to our food, when it comes to our television, our music, everything. So it's important that you have discernment. It's important that you partake in more conversations like this. And then that way we'll learn how we can heal together.
And so let me say this. For those who really care to reverse whatever the issues are from AIDS to zits, all right, the number for life support is 678-760-9299. I'm on radio every Thursday night, midnight to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at www.wrfg.org with the Meeting of the Inner Circle in its 26th year, where I deal specifically with the issues of our liberation, our salvation, our deliverance, and with the intent to create a global initiative that is a boycott of the death industries with the empowerment, the liberation, and the resurrection of the divine feminine. Not exclusively, but particularly, because we have to raise completely up. The queendoms and kingdoms of God are the real success upon this. The end game here is God's kingdom. And we need to be clearing and cleansing so that we are literally the evidence of the emergence of it. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Maya. And if
Any last words,
anybody wants the
anybody?
information, they can hit me up. I got it. I have all the information.
Tiffany? Well, G, I keep calling. No words?
Y'all have a good night. See you next Monday.
All right. Mark?
What I would like to say is thank each and every one of you who was listening. Thank y'all for the opportunity to be on your platform, Shannon, FU, and of course, Miss G. And I learned so much from you, Mom, if I can call you that. You were speaking a lot of game and a lot of truth, and I appreciate everything that I was able to hear from listening to you. And I certainly appreciate this opportunity, guys. And if you guys will have me, I'd love to come back and, keep kicking it with y'all, man. Y'all got a real good setup, and I love to be around other people who have the positive energy and the open-mindedness to hear something, even if it's different from what they grew up on or what their worldview is. So many people are so scared to have engaging conversations because it may destroy their worldview or how they view things. So you don't want to even get involved with it because you know that deep down inside you may wind up coming out conflicted. But I would think that that's the reason why we go to church. That's the reason why you want to hear the preacher preach, is so that way you can be conflicted. Because if you are conflicted, that means that there's a portion of you that cares. And so that's what I want everybody to do, to just care. With that being said, I love everybody.
Love you back, man. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate you all for stopping by. We're going to get up out of here. We'll see y'all next Monday at 5 p.m. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good evening, everyone. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Oh, let's go. Wow.